Keep acting like it's kung fu. Kung fu. From my body, if you want to. If you want to. He likes my body in a jumpsuit. In a jumpsuit. He said, turn your body up and down. I really like your style. The way you move that waist is mine. You make me want too much. Turn your body up and down. I really like your style. The way you move that waist is mine. You make me want too much. Say, baby, the power, yeah. Do you power, yeah. You know how to fire, yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah, I love like that. You give me joy like that. You know on my mind. Boy, you're all I have, baby. The power, yeah. The power, yeah. You know how to fire, yeah. Baby, yeah, I love joy like that. You know on my mind. Boy, you're all I have.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Friendship Public Charter Schools Parent University Series. I am Charmaine Carter, the Director of Parent Relations here at Friendship Public Charter School, and we are very excited to have you. Our new series for our Parent University series is on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please visit our website at www.friendshipschools.org if you're interested in learning more about our schools. We are now accepting applications. Our high school deadline has already passed, but you're still welcome to learn more about our schools and apply. And also, March 1st is our deadline for grades pre-K 3 through 8th grade. So if you're interested in applying, please visit our website at www.friendshipschools.org. So today's Parent University series is about goal setting. And I am very excited that we have one of our parent leaders here who has had children be lifers and graduated through Friendship, still has a child at Friendship Public Charter School. So she's been with us for quite some time. We have Miss Malika Kinney. I'm clapping. I'm like, Malika, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody, and hello, Facebook family, friendship family. I am Malika Kenny. I am a parent, as Charmaine said. I have three amazing kids. One has graduated from the friendship system. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago. Actually, I have two graduated, so I'm not going to tell you how many years ago. And one's still in the system. So I'm super excited to talk to y'all today about goal setting, parent goal settings, how to set goals for families. But before we get started, I'm just going to tell you my why I wanted to do this. So I was not focused on a goal set of professional development of anything. And I was just living my best life until one of my former supervisors saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. And it's interesting because that shaped my life for forever. And I've taken lots of, professional and personal development training that, as you can see, is why I'm here today. But the cool part of that is it changed my mindset on some things that I thought that I was doing. Well, I thought I was living my best life and I thought I was doing some things great, but I wasn't. So that helped me change my mindset to actually want to do something and set some goals and make difference for myself and for my family. So I can't do it for them if I didn't do it for myself. They can't do it if I don't do it. So leading that example is my why. And now that I've done this and I'm doing this, it helps me and give me a passion to want to help everybody else and do the same thing. So that's why I'm here today, to help you guys set some goals in this 2021.
Yes, it's 2021. And I'm very excited that you said that you can't help others unless you help yourself first. And I've known you for quite some time. I've been working at Friendship for this will be my 5th year. This will be my 5th year. And I've just seen the growth in you. So the things that you're sharing, I have seen it in yourself, and you've even come to me and asked for just different opportunities for you to grow, feedback on how to grow, how to help your schools grow, how to help everyone around you grow. So I'm very excited that you believe in not being a hypocrite, that you want to apply the things that you're telling other people, to yourself first and to your family first, in order to make an impact in the community. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate you with everything that you do for friendship. One thing that I do know about you is that you like to add value wherever you go, and I can attest to that. So 2021, it's actually February the 9th, 2021. And usually at the beginning of the year, everyone gets inspired to want to set goals, right?
Yes.
What is it about the beginning of the year that makes people want to set goals?
It's the new. It's all about the mindset. Everybody thinks everything has to be new. So new year, new goals. But the crazy part is, how many people actually set those goals that they said? That's the interesting thing. So it's just having that structure on how to set them go. I set them too. So I'm only telling you about something that I've done myself.
Do you
So
have
it's
to do
about,
it at the beginning of the year though?
Say again?
Do you think you have to only do it at the beginning of the year?
Not at all. Not at all, because your goals change. Everything that you start off with, as you can see, it changes. COVID changed a lot of stuff. So we're in a pandemic right now that changed and shaped a lot of different things with everybody, not just us, as parents, the schools too, as well as the kids. So but how do you adjust to that? It's all about changing your mindset. You have to be able to adjust when things don't go according to your plan. That doesn't mean you give up. It's just all about how you change and how you grow.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. I'll continue to monitor the chat. If you have any questions, please be sure to put them in the chat. Please share this video for anyone who who is just trying to set some goals, don't even know where to start, or who just needs some help with just setting family goals, especially in this pandemic. Please share this video and be sure to put your questions in the chat.
Yes, thank you. So before we even start, I want y'all to clear your minds. That's where it starts. It all starts in the mind. And again, I was one too who did not have that. So when we clear our mind and we remove all of the toxic, move all of the negativity thinking, if I'm already starting off the conversation with, I can't do this, or I don't think I can do this, my two number ones that I hear all the time is, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. However, you always find time and money to do the things that we really want to do. So just start changing our mindset and then replacing them with something positive. I'm going to do this because this is going to benefit me. This is going to benefit our family. This is going to benefit the people around me. So let's start changing the mindset of things. But I want to make sure that everybody know what goals are. So and I'm going to read it, according to the good book of Google, those are the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. So the target you want to reach in your life, your relationships, wherever you choose to put that goal and that energy, that's what the goal will be set for. So a lot of things that we don't do as parents, and I'm guilty of it too. So I did not set goals for my family. I set goals for me individually to do certain things, but I didn't set family goals. This year during COVID has helped me change that mindset. Like, I can't be productive in my household if my household is not productive as well. So I say I want to lose weight. How can I do that? I can do it for me, but if I'm still buying snacks for the kids, then that's not going to help me lose weight. So just getting everybody involved in the process of your goals and what you want to do, and doing that for the family. And that helps the family, one, see something that started from the beginning to the end. That's going to help them put those dreams that they wanted to do into action and show them how to do those things. So that's a little bit about why we do setting goals. But there's 4 steps that I use to set goals, and I'm gonna share them with you guys. So if you guys have pen and paper, go ahead and write it down, because I'm a note taker. So I like to write notes. But I'll recap it once we're done so everybody can get it, because I know I talk fast. So we're gonna make sure we get those things. So the number one tool that I use, I call it Clear It. I call it the rapid fire. So what you do is you take all of the thoughts, goals, aspirations, things you wanted to do that you didn't do, volunteer, that could be volunteering, that could be helping the community, that can be reading more, that could be, again, weight loss, that could be whatever you choose to do, rapid fire and put it on paper. And if you think too hard, that means if you think, stop, you're thinking too hard. Just write down everything that you want to do. I had 2 sheets of paper that I wrote everything I wanted to do. I'm a multitasker, which I realized this year that you cannot be a multitasker. It's basically you're not going to finish everything you're doing. So that's another reason why we have to set these goals. But rapid fire. So we're going to clear it. Clear every thought that you have, put it on paper. So number 2 is arrange it. We got to arrange the goals that we put on paper. So realistically, what can you take the top maybe 5 of those things? So the top 5 can be if it's something spiritual, if it's something physical, something financial, something for academics or volunteering or giving back. I have 5 things that I use in those categories. So for me, and I'll give you an example, one of the things that I wanted to do when I arranged it, I wanted to meditate more. What that means, because half the time when we say meditate, we falling asleep. That's what I did. I'm being transparent. So the first day I went on on the YouTube and found a meditation coach, I was sleeping like the first 2 minutes. So I was tired. So that's what it was. But I wanted to learn how to meditate. I wanted to learn how to not think about anybody else, but focus on what I needed to do and just clear my mind. That was a very hard task to do, but I got it done. Another thing that I wanted to do, and another example is say daily affirmations. So again, it's all about your mindset, changing your thought process. So in order for me to change my thought process, I had to feed something into me. And I couldn't just feed YouTube or TikTok is my new friend, but we're not gonna tell nobody. But I had to feed those positive things into me in order for me to be able to give that out. So those are a couple of things that I've used under the spiritual or the mental process. And again, the physical, I wanted to do detoxing. So that could be whatever. Or you can do stuff with the kids. It's COVID, so I've been in the house the majority of the time. So that's getting out to walk around the block with your kids. Some schools have PE, but some classes don't. So if you don't do that, then what are you doing with your family? You're just sitting and eating. So getting up, moving around, or doing the weed, I've learned how to do that, and I've been kicking the kids' butt in the bowling, but that's another story. So just doing that helps you, one, spend time with the kids, one, you getting exercise in, and you're being productive and you're setting your goals in the same process. Financial. So I know Friendship have had some financial classes. So helping your kids get organized and learning about finances or how to budget, how to manage your bills. And I know it's kind of hard in COVID, but people say that, but it really isn't, only because since we've been in COVID, I don't know about everybody else, but my light bill has been going up. My water bill goes up and the food bill is going up. So how do you manage those things? So just setting goals to do that as well. And realistic goals. They can't just be like, okay, I want to go save more money. What does that look like to you? How does that look? Okay, I want to save money. Every time I get change, and ladies, for the people who ever carry big purses like me, I throw all my change at the bottom of the purse. So once a week, I take that change and put it in a jar. So I utilize that. That's the jar that we use when we say, okay, I want to take a vacation. That's that jar. So the couple things that I do for the financial, academics. So I said, if your kids want to boost their GPA, how can you help them do that as a family? Friendship provides a lot of calls for helping with GPA processes. You can go on YouTube now. TikTok is my number one friend. I don't know about everybody else, but I love me some TikTok. TikTok is very educational. So if you Googled how to boost your GPA score, it's on there too. And reading a book. So I read, one of my friends reads a lot, and she know who she is, but she reads a lot, and it makes me want to read because I want to be in the know too and get all that out. So when we have conversations, we can talk about the books we've read and stuff like that. But that's also working with my goal on reading a book. So you can incorporate your friends, you can incorporate your family members, things like that. What else do I? Oh, communication. So during COVID, we say we can't go outside. We're supposed to go outside, according to Dr. Fauci, but we messed up, but we still give back. We want to be able to give back to the community. What are ways to do that? You can give to the homeless. Find ways that people are giving. One of my other good girlfriends did a shoe drive, so for the men. So giving back to them and helping your family do that as well. So now that you want to give back, have the kids get involved. Okay, we can go to the store, let's buy socks, let's buy shoes. We can go to the dollar store, we can go all this stuff, but it's on a budget. We're budgeting, we're giving back in the same process. We're meeting our goals as a family because we're providing a service in the same process. So those are the 5 categories I use. So it's spiritual, physical, financial, academic, and community, or giving back, or acts of service, I call it. So one, we talked about clear it. That's putting everything on paper, rapid fire and everything that you want to do. Arranging it into categories. That's all the goals that I say I want to set, or the top few I want to set, putting them in categories. And then the third one is own it. How many times do we say that we're going to do all those things we say we're going to do, and we ain't do none of them? At the end of the day, it's us being accountable is how we own it. How can I do those things? I said I want to meditate. When am I going to meditate? Put it on your calendar. I have, and my friends laugh at me, I have on my phone timers to go off when I need to either get up and do exercises, or I need to get up and read a book, or I need to get up and meditate. All of those things I put on my phone. And for me, I use songs. So I know songs for me because I like to dance. So if I hear a certain song, I know I'm gonna get up and move. That's me working out. But I've made that goal happen because I owned it. I said, okay, this is what I need to do for me that's gonna help me do the other tasks and the goals and the targets that I need to get to. Another thing is owning it by setting the alarms. I also do like what my daughter likes to draw. So one thing she wanted to do was do family paint night. So we did a sip and paint. Of course, they wasn't sipping on nothing but orange juice, but we had a sip and paint. And that helped her build her academic, because she's going to Howard. Big up to the Howards people. So that helped her build her portfolio, but it also gave us an opportunity to have family game night. So we were killing 2 birds with 1 stone. She had her thing, I did ours, but we did it collectively. And at the end, she was able to provide her school with her portfolio on her drawing, along with, me as a parent having spending time with my family, because I love to do that. So another thing, so we got clear it, we got arrange it, and we got owning it. So the last step out of the 4 steps that I do is celebrate it. Celebrate your win. Okay, we've done all of these things. We've arranged it. We figured it out. Let's celebrate it. That same tip jar that I put all of the change in, we use that to take vacations. Or if somebody say Miles like to go to Outback, I don't know what it is about Outback, but he likes to go to Outback. So we take that money and we say, okay, Miles, you got your goal set this month. So we'll use some of that money to go and go to Outback. That's your reward. Or whoever has the reward for that time. But you have to celebrate your wins. Once you finish those milestones, if you don't celebrate, that's going to get you the momentum to keep going. Once I know for me, I don't know about anybody else, but when I win, I want to do it again because I like to win. So that's just getting everybody acclimated with that. So just to recap, we had clear it, arrange it, own it, and what else? Celebrate it. So those are the 4 things that I do to set my goals for 2021. I hope you guys had notes and that you guys can use some of these. Because if not, then I can work with you and we can figure that out. But thanks.
This has been awesome. You have shared some amazing nuggets. Um, and I took plenty of notes. So I'm looking back at the notes, right? Um, I love how you put clearing it out of your head. Too often, we, especially as parents, we have so much stuff in our heads that we don't get out. And you just using some paper to just dump everything is so helpful. So, like in this process, I encourage you not to be so critical of yourself, right? Because sometimes, we
Right.
focus on spelling, we focus on making sure that it's grouped in a certain way, but that isn't the step to really try to over analyze what's in your head. Like that point is really to just get it out of your head. So don't be so critical. If you're doing it as a family, please, just allow your child to just get it out. Or maybe you can do it as a game thing. I thought about that, Malika. You could do it as a game thing where, someone can have we've actually done this before with the parent leaders. We had a scribe and you got big the post-it ones put on the wall. And then, just had everyone in the family just kind of, write down or speak what it is that they want to accomplish this year or in the next 2 years or something like that, depending on how far you want to extend your goals. And then, that'll be cool just to write it down, have a scribe, and then together you work on doing the next step, which is arranging the goals. So you can have like different color markers, right? Where you like for the spiritual one, you can have like, maybe yellow or blue or something like that. I think those are the colors. Yeah, I believe those are the colors of more spirituality. So maybe you can just circle everything that kind of groups in that area. And then for fitness, you can do green or red or something like that. And then for each category, you can do a different color. So, color coordination. This is where the people who are organizers, that's where you come in. That's where you come in and group it together, right? Now you start to have your map, right? But it's a really cool idea since we're talking about the family. This works individually too when you're doing your individual goals, but when you're doing your family goals, this is a good way not only to do the activity, but it's also a good way to bring the family in and make it a little bit more fun when you kind of have more of a game night with it, right?
Exactly.
Because if they think it's homework, especially if you have a young child, right?
Yes. And they like markers and colors. So they okay. It was like, okay, we drawing. Okay, let's go. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. I have a 12-year-old. So if I said sit down and write your goals, he's not going to want to do that. But if I say, hey, Zach, let's do something. Let's do an activity I think will be cool. What do you want to do?
And something else you can throw in there too. A lot of people do vision boards. They do vision boards as a family.
Vision boards, yes, vision boards is.
So doing a vision board for family vision board, everybody can go in. And I know one of the things that Miles always wants us to eat out. So that's his thing, So we've made, I call it the Fend for Yourself Friday. So everybody fends for themselves on Fridays. So that's what we either eat out or, we do something like that. 9 times out of 10, we're eating out because, that's what it is. But you can incorporate those type of things in your family plan.
That's really good. And so the own it piece, one of this is number 3. One of her points was own it, right? When you put action behind it. But the other thing that I thought about is with owning it, also own when you missed a step, right? Like when you did write it down and you did steps 1 and 2, or you cleared it out your head, you grouped it together, you wrote down your goal, but own when you don't meet that milestone that you've established. And that's okay. It's okay if you don't meet it, but just own it and then repeat the steps. Like, okay, let's reevaluate. All right, I didn't really do too well with this goal in this area this week, but you know what? I'm gonna get back on track and I'm gonna focus on it again this week, or we're gonna focus on it together this week. And that's how you accomplish things, is when you own it, not only put action behind it, but also when you evaluate it, you reevaluate it throughout the length of your goal that you've established. And then you make adjustments, depending on if you actually met those marks. But just don't throw it away, right?
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to keep your list of the things that you've dumped, because you can always put that back on the list. I mean, you don't have to beat yourself up about not completing the goal, because sometimes things happen. Things do happen, and you may not have been able to complete that goal right at that moment. That doesn't necessarily mean give up on that goal. That means you put it on the list, back on the list, and reevaluate it. So just don't give up on it. Just reevaluate it. And that's one thing you said too at the beginning. One thing you said at the beginning too. Just because it's the beginning of the year doesn't mean you have to stop. When you get to mid-year, you can take that time. I don't know if everybody else has jobs and they do a performance evaluation. When you start at the beginning and then you got to do a mid-year assessment, you're doing your mid-year assessment for your goals. And that's what that looks like. At the end of the year, when you're wrapping up your goals and your plans, you're wrapping up to see how you did. And that's where you get those wins.
I was just about to say the same thing. We were thinking alike. So that's where you save it, and that's where you apply it throughout the year. It doesn't just have to be, that's the difference between that New Year's resolution versus when you actually goal setting and you're trying to accomplish those goals. And then celebrate it is so important. And so with the celebration, I noted that your celebration looks different for your family and your needs, because especially if behavior is a goal, if you're trying to improve behavior or modify behavior, sometimes a month is too long. Maybe the celebration has to look differently for your situation, or maybe it has to be something daily or something weekly that you lead up to, but you establish what it is that you're celebrating, how you're going to celebrate. And so the bigger the milestone, then maybe the bigger the celebration. But just depending on what it is, I would not say if fitness is your goal, don't eat out every day. That you won't
exactly
go far if you eating out all the time. So try to find a different celebration. But usually people do like weekly, like cheat meals, but just a meal, not like a cheat whole day or a cheat week, because then you're going to gain the weight back if, weight loss is one of your goals. We don't want that for you. We want you to stay focused and accomplish your goals.
Exactly. And that points out too, one thing you said, every child is different. So you have to meet each child where they are. And I don't know about anybody else, but during COVID, I got a real eye opener of my children and their personalities. I know when, as a parent, we always in the hustle and bustle, and we never really sit down to really regroup and come back and conversate with your kids. But during COVID, I've learned that, I already knew my kids were different, but you can't treat them all the same. As I say in my house, who's ever in front of me at that moment is my favorite. So you do get to understand who your children are, one, and what they need and what they desire. So you can incorporate those kind of things in your plan as well. So don't just at the end of the time, just say, okay, we're just doing it as a family. You do have to meet each person where they are in your household. So I just wanted to add that.
Yep. And I love that. Oh, hey, Cheryl. They're saying hi, your parent leaders. Hey, parent leaders who are on, be sure to represent your campus and put it in the chat. But I love that you said that. You can do it as yourself individually for goal setting. You can do it as a family, and then you can do it specifically for your child and what your child wants to accomplish. There are no limits to how you goal set. Just customize it for, your needs and your family. Exactly. And you can accomplish it. You can definitely accomplish it. Work together, work hard, you can do it, right?
Exactly.
Right. And it may take some time. It's okay. Like, I know that with goal setting, sometimes, we get so eager and we want to do it within a small amount of time frame, right? And that's what you were talking about, like be realistic about your goal setting, but
yes.
just work towards it, but just give yourself some patience, and allow the time to work itself out, but keep it, because then even if you did write it on the big post-it notes that we mentioned earlier, sometimes, what we've done in the past as parent leaders, when I'm working with the parents, we've taken pictures of that post-it note, because sometimes we just don't know where that post-it note going to end up.
Exactly.
Right? You can fold it up, it can end up in the attic or somewhere in the corner, you forget all about it. But if you take a picture of it after you wrote it down and grouped it together, then you're able to save it on your phone and look back at it that way. So just, just keeping it in front of you, allowing yourself time, grace, depending on what happens. We understand that we're in a pandemic, and so shifts have to happen. And sometimes, this need becomes more of a priority because maybe self-care is missing, so that becomes more of a priority than something else that was a little bit higher on the list originally, but now it got bumped down because we realized that, okay, we need a mental break, and so that becomes a focus. Yes. But allow yourself some patience, allow yourself to shift so that you can get those things accomplished. And one other thing I want to reiterate, that you don't have to just accomplish it at the beginning of the year, because if you focus so much on the momentum at the beginning of the year, what's going to happen in March, what's going to happen in August and in December, so spread it out throughout the year, so you're always growing, you're always moving forward, and you're evolving and working together as a family. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I'm glad you said that, because that's the point in itself. The race is still a race. You can't race everything. Everything is not always a race. You have to really take time. And I'm going to say this because as a parent, I have learned I do need to step back. I had to learn how to step back and regroup for myself. So you're not going to always accomplish the things that you say you want to, but you have a plan to do it. Just make sure that your plan is still in place. You just have to alternate. It's just, again, it's all about how you see things. It's all about the mindset. So once you start changing your mindset, you can accomplish just about everything.
Yes, you can. This has been amazing, and we have reached our time. But someone I heard, y'all, is a new author.
Yes. So I have created during COVID, well, it was in the makings, but it got published during COVID, a 2021 My Essential Planner. You guys can see that? What the planner is a 3-in-1. I don't know about everybody else. I keep a lot of notebooks and I take a lot of notes, but I never could find one that had a budget, that had calendar paper that I can actually write on, that the words were big enough to, and to have journal paper in it. So I use this. It's called a 3-in-1 journal, and it has those things: a budget sheet, a planner for the weekly. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see my bills. You see my bills. And it also has, each month has a inspirational quote. So you can get inspired to do the next thing for the next month. It's also on my website. If you guys want to go to my website, I think I plugged it somewhere in there. It's malaikar.kenny.com. So www.malaikar.kenny.com, and I'll plug it in the chat as well. But you can go get the book, get the planner. I'm also doing one-on-one sessions. So I do also do coaching. So I have a rapid fire session that's on my website that you guys can go check out. What that is you get 30 minutes of goal setting assistance and you also, if you do book, you also get free planner. So there's two plans that's on there. There's also a 30-minute there's a 30-day coaching. What you get with that is you'll get a strategic plan on how to goal set. You'll also get 4 1-hour goal setting sessions per week for the month. And you'll also get one of the free books as well. And if you go on my website again, it'll go into more details and you can get it there.
All right. Thank you. Other than your website, we're going to put it in the chat, right? It's MalaikaRKinney.com.
Yes. MALAIKARKENNIE.com.
We want to make sure that they have the spelling correctly. So I just plugged that in the chat. So be sure to follow her. Be sure to reach out for your goal setting needs. If you and your family, or if you need help coming up with a plan to do family goal setting, her passion is definitely to help families grow as a parent leader. And so I hope that you will check out that resource that she has. And I hope that you'll go to her website. If you have any questions at all, please email us at wecare@friendshipschools.org. You can learn more about our schools at friendshipschools.org, or you can call our hotline at 202-281-1777. Thank you so much, Malaika. I've truly enjoyed this session. You know, we can go on and on about goal setting, but you know, get the resource, okay?
Exactly.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook. We're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we'll be talking about wellness. So be sure to join us then, and we will see you next week at 4 p.m. Have a good night, everyone.